Perfect. We'll start off with Michael Grady from Yes Network.
Hey Joe, just first off, what was it like building chemistry out there on the fly with James in his first game?
It's definitely an adjustment, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can kind of plug him in any sort of situation, and he's going to make it work. Obviously, he played extremely well, and like he had been playing with us for a while. Putting guys in spots. Obviously, not a lot of time, or no time at all with him before. So for him to pick up, the plays, stuff, the defensive philosophy, all this stuff, basically in the matter of just like showing up today is pretty impressive.
There's kinks to work out for sure. Orlando put up a tough fight, but how much fun was it out there, knowing that this is the start of something for you guys?
I think it's exciting. It's one of those things where, uh, just the talent, the level of play, but even just like you said, like the sort of the energy, the camaraderie that we had, it felt like we've been playing together for a long time, even though it's not, this is the first time this group's ever taken the floor together. But I thought even early on, it was like we were making too many extra passes, trying to get guys involved. And instead of people trying to be, aggressive, take the shots that they normally would take, it was like, everybody's trying to make that extra one, get everybody a touch, get everybody involved, which is awesome to see. But at the same time, it's one of those things where we're just, it's the first time playing together. Everybody's feeling each other out. But we came together a little bit more in that second half.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Joe, I know there was a point where you hit back-to-back threes that were from pretty damn deep. But at the same time, there were points where the way you and Kevin and Harden moved the ball among you that seemed almost thrilling because it sort of paralyzed the defense. What do you feel like ball movement can do with a team that has shooters like you three, and then you add Kyrie to the mix?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very difficult task defensively. You look out on the floor, I mean, you have people that are, a specific niche, but like, for me, obviously being a shooter, but then you have Kevin who can do it at all three levels. You have James that can do it at all three levels. You have Kyrie that can do it at all three levels. But the guys, they're just good basketball players at the end of the day too. They make the right play. I think a lot is put on sort of their scoring prowess, but they make the right play when guys cut and they're open. They find you, they hit you when you're open on the perimeter. They hit you. And being able to play off of guys like that, it's an unbelievable luxury in this league. And we're fortunate that we have the playmakers that we do. I mean, they can go and get a basket pretty much at any point during the game themselves, but they're also equally as good at facilitating and getting guys involved and then just making the right basketball play.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Joe, I'm kind of piggybacking off of Greg's question, just more specifically as it pertains to teams trying to double or even thinking about doubling Kevin, James, and then whenever Kyrie comes back, Kyrie. Did you notice the defense trying to weigh whether to double off of you to go help on Kevin or James versus leaving you open and what that does? And just, I mean, you kind of touched on it already, but just what does that do when you have guys like that are demanding so much respect from a defense, and then you, on top of that, demand so much respect as a three-point shooter? I mean, just can you just talk about how difficult is it going to be, again, just to defend that in context of doubling?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of these things where, you can try, I suppose, to double one of those guys, but if you double James, then, it's going to be hard to go and double Kevin if he catches the ball, or go and double Kyrie if he catches the ball. Or if you leave, me or another guy that's the shooter out there, it's a very much like pick your poison type scenario. I think, for us, it's about, again, just, not overcomplicating it and just making the right play, the simple play. And more often than not, the ball is going to find its way and get into the hands of a guy that we need, and somebody that's, open or can make the extra pass, whatever it might be. But again, if they decide, teams do decide to double and try and play defense that way, these guys are just heady players, and they pretty consistently make the right play.
Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Joe, I'm hoping that we could back up a little bit and you can shed a little bit of light on, was it yesterday when he came in for the press conference and you guys are practicing? It's like, hey, I'm James. We're going to try to make this work tomorrow without a practice under our belts. Was that today? How did that kind of go?
Yeah, I mean, James just came in. Obviously, it's tough. This is the first time that he's able to take the court with us. And like I mentioned to Grady earlier, picking up all the actions, defensive schemes, everything, really in the matter of just one day. It's pretty impressive because he's still, he's coming down. He's calling, some of the actions that we've been running. And he's literally just been with us for, today. And but his energy when he came in, he's talking about, trying to play the right way. He obviously is taking, he's in a massive leadership role when he was in Houston. He's going to do the same thing for us here. He's just high caliber player, high IQ, and he's familiar with all the guys. But he came in with the right energy, leading from the get go. And I think that's awesome. It's not like it's an easy thing to do for anybody to just come in, unfamiliar with a lot of the guys, but then they come in and just mesh right away.
Thanks so much, Joe. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you.